blankets pile high, tigers and slippers, Patty's got pie. Two weird movies and nobody knows what the other ones brought to this midnight show. It's Patty Cake's Pajama Party picture show. In jammies and blankets, we're ready to go to mystery movies, the good and the bad. We laugh till we cry, or just cry 'cause it's bad. Or just cry 'cause it's bad.
Hello, my darlings. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, please come in and make yourself at home. My name is Patty Cake. Welcome to Patty Cake Games and the latest episode of Patty Cake's Pajama Party Picture Show, where we watched two films about zombies. Apparently. But they were not the zombies that you normally see. One film was glam rock robot zombies.
And ghouls.
And ghouls, apparently. And the other film was, I'm guessing, alien invasion, infection, parasite zombies? Anyhow.
They made giant chicken Godzillas.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, that's a very good way of putting it. A giant chicken Godzilla. That's what they became. Anyway, my film was first. And I decided, because, I decided to bring a film called Hard Rock Zombies. Hard Rock Zombies, just as a little side note, Hard Rock Zombies, and actually what made me choose this film to begin with was how it was described in the description. I'm going to play a little clip here from our reaction video of Brent reading the introduction to the film.
Members of a hard rock band murdered by Nazi sex cultists are brought back from the dead to take revenge and give their performance of a lifetime.
Nazi sex cultists. Nazi sex cultists was what sold me on this film, and unfortunately they didn't really have a lot of Nazi sex cult things going on. They had lots of Nazi things, but not a whole lot of sex cult things going on.
It seems like they before the sex would happen, they just went ahead and just
killed them. Yeah. So anyway, Hard Rock Zombies, it was actually originally filmed to be a film within a film. So the film American Drive-In had a movie playing on the screen, and the movie playing on the screen was Hard Rock Zombies. But apparently, I guess they figured they had enough footage that they could pad it out, and boy, did they do some padding. It shows. It absolutely shows that this film was not really considered as a full-length story because the narrative was very, very thin and weak, and it was mostly just a series of scenes that would be good scenes to have playing in the background in a film.
They probably could have told the full story and actually fleshed it out and left out all of the weird dancing scenes and montages and gotten about a regular 30-minute episode, 22, 26. Are they filming a music video here?
This should have been an episode of like Tales from the Crypt.
What's her name? I know, obviously, she probably was an actual dancer, and she really wanted to show off her moves. I mean, honestly, when she was like walking way later in the film through the theater over the seats.
Yeah, and then I made the comment. It's like well, just to back up just a little bit. All zombie films have a set of rules. When it comes to zombie fiction, there are generally rules that zombies operate under. We start with the standard zombie rules. There's the Romero rules. Most zombie fiction, this is the rule set they follow. The dead rise, bites spread an infection that kills you, and then you also rise. Then there's the Kirkman rules, which are almost exactly the same, except everyone is already infected. All you have to do is die to be resurrected as a zombie. Then we have the alterations of that, which the viral and fungal zombie rules. These are things like 28 days later. And 28 days later, death is not necessary. If you get infected, you become a rage zombie, and then you kill everything in sight and spread the infection by biting other people and getting your blood into their system in some kind of way. Then there's the fungal infections, which is like The Last of Us, where you're controlled by a fungus both alive and then again after you die. Then there's the hard rock zombie rules. Magic Song raises the dead, fully healed and in glam rock makeup. And a bomb somehow gives you unnaturally long life, but death causes you to rise as a zombie? I guess? And you can also spread it by biting? Maybe? So this film clearly set rules that there's a song that he learned, the bass player for this band. By the way, the story's about a band. I don't know if we mentioned that.
Hard rock zombies.
Yeah. So this band, he starts learning this song that he learned in some book. It's all in Latin. And he said they used to play this song to wake the dead.
Sounds pretty weird. What is it?
Got it from a book. Shit. Said in the Middle Ages, it uses music to raise the dead.
And it comes out to be real. So it brings, when you play this song, it brings people back from the dead.
And tarantulas.
And tarantulas. And flies. I think that fly in that first scene was when he was telling them about the song in the van.
Shit. How many times I gotta kill that sucker?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, it looks like this music might be bringing it back to life.
Then quit.
That's the rules of the zombieism in this film. And then we also have the rule that if you bite the person, they come back as a zombie.
Well,
that's
remember,
added in later. But those are ghouls. I know. They sort of threw this in halfway through
They're
the film.
not zombies, they're ghouls.
There's a whole second epidemic of zombieism that's ghouls. But apparently, when you play the music, they come back as glam rock robots. Because the band gets killed, and then when the music is played, they come back and they have glam rock makeup on, and they
walk
move
very stiffly.
and they walk very stiffly in this
But
really
they can play
weird
instruments very well.
pattern
And sing.
Yes, and they can still
can't talk.
function as their band. They don't talk and they don't communicate and they don't do anything that's
Well,
makes
they make
any.
some eye motions at each other.
Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's back up to the beginning. Now that we've established the fact that there are rules to how zombieism works in this film, and that the film breaks its own rules on multiple occasions by introducing new ideas halfway through the film, let's back up and just discuss the plot line, how it begins. There's this band playing. Yeah, they're named Holy Moses.
Which we don't find out for a little while.
Right. We see it written on the side of the van. That's the only reason we knew. And I actually looked it up to see if they were an actual band. They weren't. There is a Holy Moses, but it's a German band that does like metal. And they were around at the same time in the mid 80s.
Right.
But
Interesting.
yeah, but not the same band. Question, and that's something I'll have to research to find out. Do you think this is a band that thought this movie would be a vehicle to their success, or is this a movie that needed a band and they pieced together a bunch of actors that could pretend like they were a band? Because nobody in this band looks familiar, so if this was an actual band, they went nowhere. The film felt very much like promotional band stuff. Like
Yeah.
a lot of the filler, it's like the stuff you'd see in like Hard Day's Night when the Beatles were running around and jumping and being stupid and everything just to promote themselves as being these goofy guys from Manchester.
They're playing in one town, and there's a lot of playing going on. And then a girl shows up. Oh wait, let's not forget. Of course, wait. Well, first, before we even meet the band, we meet the two guys.
Oh, that's right. So we get the foreshadow that when you go through this tunnel and you come out the other side, there's a girl, very attractive woman who's hitchhiking. And so they stop. She gets in the car. Not a single word is spoken. They stop on the side of the road, start skinny dipping, and she kills them. Oh, and also, apparently when you drown people, they bleed. You should go underwater. It's better underwater.
Also,
oh, no,
like,
it's apparently... What is she... I didn't
Does she have
realize...
claws?
I didn't realize you bled to death when you were drowned. That's interesting. Apparently...
Well,
that's what happened.
Well, she also had a knife, remember? She was
Yes.
holding a knife later.
Yes, but she was...
So she might have been stabbing them under the water and we just didn't know it.
I don't know. That's not something that was filmed very well, if that's the case.
It wasn't, no. Like
Because-
she pushes them underwater.
And then the water turns red like they're bleeding underwater. And it's like, well, what is happening here? You know? Anyhow. So that's our introduction. And then it cuts to the band, and the band is playing.
Cow dying and shit. Who?
What?
What?
Cow dying and shit.
What? Is that a phrase? I've never heard that phrase before.
I don't think it is. I think that's just what he feels like this movie is. I mean, this song is.
Or the movie. Could be the movie, too.
Yeah, he might just be like, this movie's cow dying and shit.
And their manager is trying to get them. He wants to get them really big, and he's like, "We got this gig in this place in
Town that's very small.
very small, and this big exec is going to come and watch the gig, and that's going to get them the big record deal, right? But he needs all these photos of them with the girls, you know." He needs they need to see the girls fawning all over them to sell the image of the band. And the singer's like, no, I don't want to do any of that. It's all about
And then he
the
opens
music,
the door,
man.
and these poor guys are all in their very skimpy underwear, and the girls just go crazy.
And they're signing their titties, they're signing their legs,
their butts.
It's just ridiculous. And of course, the singer is not really interested in any of that. He's more he's the what is the what's the word I'm looking for? The thoughtful musician, you know. Anyway, he goes out the side, and then he meets girl.
One more.
I said hi.
Who? That's what she goes by for
Yeah,
the
she's-
first like
for-
3 or 4 times we see her.
Yeah, she's always just girl.
It's just girl. And he is immediately smitten with her, which is very creepy, especially when you consider the lyrics to the song that he wrote about her.
Well, she's also like she looks kind of like this wholesome kind of girl next door. She's definitely got like a braid. She's got kind of curly hair. She's got Brooke Shields eyebrows. She just looks very wholesome and sweet, even if she is wearing coveralls to a rock concert.
You said she looked like a combination of Brooke Shields and
Jennifer Grey.
Jennifer Grey, yes, and he was right. She does look like a combination of those two people. But he's very, very smitten with her, but she's telling him, "No, you don't want to go here. Don't do this gig. Stay away."
Tomorrow night you're supposed to play at Grand Guignol.
You be there, little girl?
Don't come.
My dad, and it's apparently her dad, is like and the whole town is like very anti rock and roll.
Yeah.
So, so
it's like Footloose, but in California.
Yes, exactly. It's like Footloose, but for music instead of dancing. And when they go through that tunnel, just like in the first scene of the movie, the same woman is there, and she hitchhikes.
She's wearing better clothes this time.
Yeah,
the
she's
first
actually
time
wearing.
she looks like she's wearing napkins that are tied together around her body.
Yeah, she actually is wearing like a normal outfit. Somewhat normal. It's a little
For
slutty.
80s.
It's a little slutty, but it's very 80s. But of course, it's an 80s movie, so.
And
it makes
once
sense.
she gets once they stop, she just climbs on in. They don't say where you going. Do
Nothing.
you need a ride? Are you okay? Like just clearly, she's got her finger out. We're letting her in our car.
Well,
she's harmless. She's a girl, right?
She thought she was hot,
And she
that was the big
convinced
thing.
them to come and stay at their house.
Which should have been a giant red flag, but maybe we're just thinking with too modern sensibilities.
And so there's a town. The town's name is called, like, it's a French word, Grand Guignol. And I looked it up. So
Okay, is it real?
Grand Guignol is not a real California city.
Okay.
But Grand Guignol refers to a French theatrical genre that specialized in horror, shock, and sensationalism, named after the Théâtre de Grand Guignol in Paris that was popular from 1897 to 1962.
Okay, so the name of the town was a reference to classic theatrical horror.
This theater,
and
yes.
you know, and I was thinking the whole time I was watching this, I was thinking this feels like a theatrical production.
We'll get more. The plays often featured realistic depictions of torture and death using special effects and were typically interspersed with short, cynical comedies. A format known as a hot and cold shower. The term Grand Guignol is now synonymous with performances that are bloody, gory, and shocking.
That is exactly what we watched.
That is exactly what we watched. Not knowing that ahead of time
It kind of makes this a little bit more fun because
Yeah.
now a lot of the stuff kind of makes sense because I was like throughout the entire movie, I'm like, this feels like the tonal shifts were so shocking and sudden. Because we would have a bloody murder scene in a shower, and then the next scene, the woman is running around with her husband's head talking to it. And
Yes.
like he's still alive.
And then there's this whole entire thing when they do the town council meeting where there's only 3 members of the town council.
No opinion, Mr. Chair.
Point of order, Mr. Chair.
Yes, Mr. Junior Counsel.
Chair may vote only to break a tie, all due to respect. Since Mr. Senior Councilman has no opinion.
At this time, Mr. Junior Councilman, no opinion at this point in time.
Yeah, which
It's
is funny.
this total comedy of errors type situation where one guy's stuttering, one guy they vote for something and then they realize that they overvoted.
They overvoted. They didn't read it properly, and it was the way it was written was banning
And
all
this is-
music.
This is that weird comedic depiction that
Yeah.
they're talking about in that style. So this is clearly somebody who was aware of this style and was trying to emulate it in the form of a movie.
That's very interesting. That's a very interesting observation.
Yeah.
I'm glad you looked that up.
As we're watching it, we don't really see any Nazis. There's a
No.
creepy old man. There's a creepy old woman. Well, actually, she doesn't really look that old.
No, and they're at one point they're having sex in the bed. Thankfully, they're covered, so
Yeah.
you don't really see anything happening.
And he reports to her that he's 95 years old.
Right, but they're in the room, and they want to take part in what they're doing, and they're apparently their grandchildren, which. Ugh. So anyway,
I don't know if their parents were the bald guy or the camera guy.
oh, well, they never really explained that.
Yeah, we don't know how the family's all related.
But they decide, no, okay, you can watch, but don't touch.
All right, you can watch, but don't touch.
Still creepy,
Still
even if
creepy.
they are adults.
Still creepy. So yeah, so there's the old guy that in Ava Braun that well, we find out later it's actually Ava Braun. Sorry, spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
Then the two dwarves, the two
dwarves.
and then there's the guy with the camera that likes to take photos and document all the murders.
And then the
And
bald
then
guy.
there's the bald guy that basically, I think he was supposed to be like the cook or something because
Uncle Fester, I don't know.
because he killed the chicken at the beginning.
Yeah.
and so I
He
figured
could
he
have
was
been a family
probably
member too. Just-
Well, I'm sure he was, but that was like his.
and then
thing.
there was the basically sort of normal woman who likes to dance.
Yes,
A lot.
likes to dance a lot,
I mean,
a lot.
dancing is even part of her killing technique.
It's true. Or she convinces the band to come and stay at her mansion, which is quite nice and large. And I guess they decided maybe as a thank you, or maybe they just wanted to practice or something. They set up all their equipment on a stairway outside the house.
Yeah, and this is after the town. It's already become clear that this town is planning
they
on
really
banning
don't want them there.
I guess this was it was kind of like a practice. Maybe it was probably just a practice.
Yeah, or maybe it could have been practice, but I kind of thought of it as as a thank you for letting us stay here, we'll give you a private show.
And
you know?
they didn't seem exactly happy about having the private show, or maybe they were more concerned about their plan.
Well, yeah, their plan was to kill them.
They were,
Right. So they were going to electrocute them. But they failed.
They crossed the their sound system with some live wires, and it did definitely feedback through their equipment, and they're all being shocked, but they didn't actually become fully electrocuted.
The singer, he kicked the cord out.
Ah.
That's what saved them. And then they rush up. Oh, we're so sorry. We have to upgrade our electric system.
We have a
It's
bad
so
electric system.
old.
Then why did you use it?
Right, exactly. Anyway, so this was also after they spent the day in the town, and they basically we were wondering if they were shooting a music video.
Yeah, it was kind
Because
of
it was-
like that whole scene from Sister Act where they're like dancing.
It was a
in the
montage.
streets,
It was a
you know?
montage
It's
of
like-
them being goofy in the streets and posing for pictures and stuff while one of their songs was playing. And we got to listen to the entire song, beginning to end.
And
And it's not the only time they made us do that.
there was
It
a
was
lot.
at least 3 times we had
yeah.
to listen to an entire song.
Well, it was a jukebox musical from a non-existent band,
right? So now, and then that's when like after they have the day in the town, that's when the townsfolk have decided, and they have the town meeting, that they're going to shut them down and we're not going to let them play, and they lock them in jail at one point.
A jail, and we use the word jail very loosely. It
With
felt more like a
quotes.
chicken coop.
It was filled with hay. There were
Crates?
wooden crates, and then like one window with bars in it and a flimsy door that apparently locked from the other side. They got their bail money of $37.50. Of course, they got bailed out by the people they were staying with, and they didn't need the bail money that they got from
Girl.
And
I mean, we really go over half the movie before we actually find out her real name.
that's true. And then right after they get out of their jail cell, and they're kind of gloating about the fact that they're going to come see the loud show with the loud music.
I can believe that. Hey, Senor Commandant, you coming to the show tomorrow night? The loud show? The loud music show? Rock and roll?
It's so loud.
When I get through with you,
He kept saying loud. I thought that was funny. But he meets girl in an old burnout truck, and they sit and talk for a minute, and she finally reveals her name as Ass.
Hey, girl. You got a name?
Thank you.
Right? Let's not call her
Tell me
girl
what
for the
it
rest
is.
of the movie.
I thought about you all day.
Also, I think that is the dumbest question. You got a name? Everybody
Everybody
has
has
a
a
name.
name.
That is a question you should never ask anybody. You got a name. Hey, what's your name? How hard is that? That was weird.
I'm really glad that they put the word Cassie at the bottom in closed captions, because all I heard was ass. I swear. I'm very happy that closed captioning exists. Now we know her name. Her name is actually Cassie.
And she still says, I tried to warn you. And I was wondering if she was Cassie, because Cassandra in mythology, I believe it's Cassandra, was trying to warn some people about an impending doom, and they would not listen to her, and they would not listen to her, and they would not listen to her. And so I'm wondering if this was like, if the director was aware enough of Grand Guignol to try to emulate that, he also may have been trying to make her be Cassandra.
Right. Now, that's something that you mentioned it while we were watching the film, and I was thinking to myself, I really don't think the filmmaker put that much thought into the names of the characters. But now knowing this, he may have.
Yeah.
And he's been writing a song about her over the past, 24 hours since he first met her?
It's a hit, for sure.
Yeah. I'm sorry, that outfit.
That scarf?
Outfit. Oh my god, the scarf. They play it when they play at the mansion on the stairs. That's the song that they're playing. They're playing Cassie's song.
And I just guessed that the family just didn't love it.
Apparently not. So they failed to kill them there. So they just killed them afterwards.
piecemeal. Different
Yeah.
ones killed different ones, and then
It was all put together in this really distracting and hard to follow quick series of small cuts of film that happened very quickly, and I was quite confused during most of it. What?
Well, the guy takes all those pictures.
What is happening?
I think it's memories. One guy dies in the shower.
One guy is in the shower.
One
Guy gets thrown out a window.
Well, two guys were with a grandmother who also turns into a werewolf.
Yes,
and
she's
attacks
apparently
them.
a werewolf.
And she attacks them with a knife because werewolves don't have any natural weapons to attack with.
That
so
seems
they
really
need
weird.
a knife.
Well, the thing is, when she changed into a werewolf, the only thing that really changed was her face.
Yeah,
like everything else
she
was
turned
the
into a
same.
Yorkie in a dress.
Anyway,
And then Uncle Fester killed the last one.
yeah, he killed. Yeah, he. Well, the keyboard. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. That's all four because there's only four guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Uncle Fester killed him with a weed whacker. After somehow, I don't know how he managed to do this, but he threw railroad spikes at him, and they pierced his hands and stuck him to a tree. I don't know how he had enough force in his throw to pierce someone's
Well, I
skin.
mean, he was more than just a normal man.
That's true. He was a ghoul. I forgot.
A Nazi ghoul.
So, and then he kills him with a weed whacker. He and Cassie were running from him together. He handed Cassie a cassette tape.
He's after me. If he gets me, play this.
This is how we're bringing the band back. Because we're
Right.
like, how are they bringing the band back? And maybe he had...
Well, we kind of had an idea about it. We knew the song had something to do with it, but we didn't know how the song was going to be delivered if the band was dead.
Yeah, are they just going to,
But apparently they managed to make a recording of it in that 24 hours while they were being murdered. I don't know how that happened, but it happened.
Good meat is such pleasure.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Too bad the others aren't here to enjoy it. But a nice funeral, didn't you think so?
Their manager.
Yeah, their manager
he's
still there.
They didn't seem to have a problem with him. They were going to keep him alive and make him like their manager.
I mean, he's still there. He's still there. He's eating with them. I mean,
after
did he
the
not?
funeral.
Did he not have questions? It's like,
how'd they
why
die?
was the drummer stabbed to death in the shower in this house? Why was the lead singer nailed to a tree with his chest cut open? Why was this guy on the floor with broken glass all around him?
Legit, because the sheriff was there with his shirt open. Also, what are you doing running around with your uniform all open?
How are you stopping it?
Yeah, small town. They probably couldn't find a costume that fit. That's the best they could do.
They decide they want to hire this guy as their agent because he's got potential, and they take him to their secret cave.
Oh, well, this is after the reveal. This is after the reveal that the old man...
Oh, I thought he revealed himself in the cave.
No, it was at dinner.
Okay.
It was at dinner. Because remember, I made the comment, it's like, why does he sound like Mel Brooks doing yogurt from Spaceballs? I swear to God, he sounds... I'm going to put a side-by-side comparison. You guys tell me, does this guy not sound like Mel Brooks?
Young man, now you are without work, nicht wahr? Without a band.
Merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made.
He pulls off his mask, and he's Hitler!
Long enough, I'm hiding a mask.
Oh gosh, it's been Hitler all along.
What?
And then they go into this long story about how they made a deal with... He goes, do you really think I would shoot myself in a bunker?
Yeah.
And
well, the story doesn't come out until later when the old man finally spoke. The old man that was at the town meeting that said looked like Gandalf.
Now I everything revealing from many years. Adolf Hitler, Eva Braun, they making deal with Truman to saving their miserable lives.
And then he takes this guy down below to what is obviously a crematorium. I'm like, oh, that's crematorium. And then he shows him some like pipes on the ceiling. Like, oh, we're in a gas chamber.
Yeah, of course.
Wieso nicht Land war Deutsch, ist Deutsch und bleibt Deutsch. Sieg Heil! Sieg Heil! Sieg Heil!
Okay. And the guy's like, no, I'm not into this. And then they're going to take him out. But he somehow manages to escape. He's very...
Well, he didn't escape. They caught him. They tied him to the table, and the guy was going to hit him with the axe.
That's
and
right.
he decided he pulled one, because he's bald, so he pulled one hair off of his head and tested the axe with it, and apparently it wasn't sharp enough. So he had to go sharpen his axe. And that's when he was rescued by Jesse, when Jesse came back from the dead. But this is after Cassie played the music of the song and woke up the band.
Morte Sandre, amen. Amanus Sandre, amen. Signus Sandre, amen. Morte Sandre, amen.
And they came back from the dead
comes
as
over with
glam
her
rock
little
robots.
cassette player, and she pushes the button, and they all wake up, and they've got great makeup on. They have cooler costumes than they definitely had on before. None of their clothes are dirty, even though they just came out of the ground.
Very true. They're very clean. And their makeup is flawless, and they're walking.
Yes, very kind of disjointed.
I mean, they're sort of zombies, but they're not really zombies. That's why I call
They
them...
weren't like rotting zombies.
That's why I call them glam rock robots, because they walk around like robots, they act like robots, and they have glam rock makeup on and outfits.
So they're zombies in the sense that they've been brought back from death, and they are sort of not fully in control, but they're not zombies, and they're like, we want to eat brains.
Right. So they go and take revenge, and everyone kills the person that killed them, right? So the drummer kills the woman. The keyboardist and the guitarist kill Ava Braun, and the singer kills the bald guy, and then all of them kill Hitler. And then they get in a van and they go to their gig because they still have a gig to play.
And now the family who has, we think they're dispatched, they all start coming back to life. Now they're blue and glittery.
And that's when we find out, because that's when they have the town meeting, because the manager runs to the town hall where all the people are, and he tries to tell them that, you know, the band was all dead, but then they came back, and that's the Walking Dead, and then they're killing all the people of the family, and all the family is dead. And that's when the old Gandalf guy...
Yeah, who we had seen earlier, we're like, what is this Gandalf dude? And then it's even like more so when he gets his final scene, he's holding his little...
It's like a wooden staff. And it looks like a little
beard.
wizard staff, and he's got this long robe on. The story of how they became that is bizarre. So they made a deal with Truman to stay alive. He smuggled them into the country, gave them false identities, and then he says... a bomb dropped on them and transformed them into ghouls. Now, he never explained when this happened. Did this happen while they were already in California, or did it happen while they were still in Germany? It makes more sense if it happened while they were still in Germany, but at the same time, it still doesn't make a lot of sense. Anyway, somehow a bomb turned them into ghouls, and when you kill a ghoul, they come back from the dead, I guess. So then they have this book. I don't know where they got this book. Where did this book come from? Was it the book that the old rabbi had?
What was the book?
The one that had all the lore about ghouls. That ghouls...
Oh, they kept just reading about?
Yeah. So where did this book come from?
They feed on living flesh. We noticed that. Yeah, they rip off your skin while the blood is still flowing in your veins. Oh, we noticed that too.
And it's hilarious. They all start grabbing these stakes, and they start telling him, you got to stab him in the heart. I'm like, wait a minute, that's vampires. And then Patrick goes, oh no, that's like everybody.
Yeah, everybody dies from a stake.
And then
through
immediately
the heart, right?
afterwards, one of the characters in the film goes, no, that's for vampires.
And then it's like, oh, right. And they just toss them on the table and walk to the other side of the room where a guy's reading from the book about ghouls.
That's for vampires.
Vampires?
You know, there must be some way to stop the
Now we're going to do our new plan.
Yeah, new plan. Ghouls. Ghouls don't like heads.
Ghouls hate heads the way Satan hates the church. You see, ghouls are the antithesis of intellectual existence, which centers within the heads. In the ghoul, the brain dissolves to become their venom. So, what can we do?
Yeah, what can we do?
We use our heads.
That's their plan.
Oh, their plan is
Ghouls
so
don't like heads.
hilarious.
Because apparently in the book, ghouls leave the heads behind. They'll eat the body, but they leave the heads behind. Now, this is funny because we've not seen a ghoul eat a person throughout the entire film, with the exception of the ugly dwarf
who ate himself.
And we keep cutting to that through the entire film. We keep cutting back to this dwarf.
First,
eating
he starts
himself.
with his hand, and then it's his leg, and then it's his torso,
body, his torso, and then finally at the end, he just sucks his face into his skull and burps. Where the gas came from, I don't know, because there's nothing left. But anyway, it was such a weird idea.
It was very difficult to watch him. I'm like, I felt myself looking away a few times.
The people of the town are transforming, and we get lots of really funny sequences during this time period. We have woman who's out with her, or I guess her boyfriend or her husband, and then his head gets ripped off, and then she carries his head around for the rest of the movie, talking to it as if it's a person. She loses it for a while, and then this little girl gets out of the car with her mom. They went shopping, and the head's in the back of the bag. Who are these people? They keep introducing
feels like
new
an
people.
old commercial. You were with her, weren't
What did you buy? Oh my God! Oh, that was the car. He threw the head into the back of the car that was apparently parked on the side of the road.
Why are you holding it?
What are you doing, lady?
That's my husband. Let me have it back.
We've got to call the police. No, you're not taking that inside. Mr. Buck is home. I have to use your phone. No, why not? I just watched the floor. So it's nothing.
Why are you carrying it anyway, lady? Just.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh well, then he can just wait out here. Okay.
He's.
What?
Why are you petting your dead boyfriend's head?
What is happening?
Okay, great.
Oh, now they're having coffee together.
What is this movie?
She was super jealous, and she never wanted to see Arnold with another woman.
Right.
Which she promised that she would never see him with another woman, but instead she sees him with women holding his head all over the place.
Hey, you! What are you doing with Arnold?
The remaining townspeople have decided, by looking through that book and seeing that they don't like heads, that they're going to disguise themselves as heads. And that's going to be how they get out.
Of famous people.
Yeah, so they got these big cardboard cutouts or whatever of famous people. They put yarn onto it to make it look like it had real hair, I guess, very poorly. And then they're walking around holding these things in front of them. And they're like, it's working, it's working. It didn't work.
And it was working. The problem was, once they passed people and someone could see their back on the other side of the head, now they're vulnerable. And then the guy who had come up with the plan, who had stayed behind, found himself surrounded by all these heads. He goes, oh, it worked. I'm so glad. And then they drop their little heads.
And it's all ghouls.
It's all ghouls. I mean, they weren't the dumbest ghouls, I'm going to say.
No, they were smart. They then decided that their next plan to get rid of them was to tie up a virgin. And then, because that's the only way ghouls can have sex, is if they have sex with a virgin on a full moon or under the moonlight or something like that.
They go into a frenzy. And
they go into a frenzy.
They go to bed
and
for 100 years.
Exactly. They go to sleep for
And then
100
it'll be
years.
somebody
And
else's
there's
problem.
precedent. And there's precedent because this happened in Los Angeles.
The ghouls return to their graves after ravishing a virgin in the moonlight at midnight. It's the only way they have sex.
Where'd they find a virgin in Los Angeles?
It was 1890.
They capture Cassie, of course, because she's the virgin, and they bring her up and they string her up, and they're going to leave her there.
Knows where she is.
True.
But she stands there tied up, shrieking at the top of her lungs for so long that the ghouls finally figure out where she is.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they do the I'm horny walk where they're all walking, but they're pushing their pelvis forward as they're walking.
I missed that.
You missed that? Catch up with the band. The band has gone to their gig, and they're playing in front of, playing to an empty house because no one has gone to their concert. The agent who is going to listen to their music, and he's canceling all his appointments because apparently this is the best band he has ever heard.
Look, will you quit talking with your mouth full and listen to me? This is the most incredible act I've ever seen. Yeah, I want you to cancel Tokyo. Cancel Paramount too. Cancel London. Cancel everything. Cancel my shrink. I ain't gonna need her this week. Yeah, bye.
Well, I think I made the point. This is called Hard Rock Zombies. These guys were about as hard rock as Air Supply.
Yeah.
They were not rockers at all. They played soft rock music.
Their guitars didn't scream. They didn't much
They had
scream.
lots of keyboard in their music, lots of really nice, friendly vocals. There was nothing hard rock about them.
I mean,
except for maybe the way they dressed.
And their hair.
I
mean, they did work. But, I mean, there are a lot of Kiss songs that are also fairly love songs.
Yeah, that's true.
Sounding.
That's true.
I mean,
well, Kiss was also glam rock.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Maybe Glam Rock Zombies would have.
Glam Rock Zombies would have been a great name for this film because exactly what it was.
Well, my Reader's Digest says these songs have hidden messages.
My National Enquirer says musicians cannot play a single note unless they eat drugs first. It's that rock and roll music causes sex, adolescent sex, premarital sex, and worst of all, physical sex.
And then, after they finish their gig, they just leave. And the agent is like, "You'll never work in this town again." It's like, well, I hope not. This town is garbage.
They just leave because they don't talk. It's not like they're trying to ignore him. I don't even think they're capable of acknowledging.
I think they were just going through the motions because this is what they were supposed to do. They were supposed to play this gig and then they were going to leave. So that's what they're doing.
But during their show, all of these zombies show up. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them show up and dance around their concert with them. And then
the girl in particular.
Yeah.
Because she came back. She didn't come back as a ghoul. She came back
More
as a
like
glam
them.
rock zombie. She came back like them.
I guess she hung out with them too long and got rubbed off on her.
Yes, I made the comment. She came back as Tawny Contain from a Whitesnake video, and that's exactly what she was. The manager runs back to the graves because the band has gone back to their grave sites and gone back into their graves because they're done. And he has the ring that the guy Jesse gave Cassie, and he's like, "Jesse, you have to help Cassie. They have Cassie. They're going to screw her to death and then eat her, and you don't want that to happen, right?" And he pops up out of the ground and grabs the ring.
Because his song about Cassie says he's going to love her forever.
Exactly. So they go to the cave entrance where it goes down into the where the showers and the incinerator were, and they start playing the song.
While the zombies have almost reached Cassie at this point.
And they're playing the song that he wrote that brings people back from the dead. They're playing that song, which apparently also attracts the ghouls.
Well, I don't know if it was the song itself or the fact that they're just being loud.
Well,
because I think that's the reason why they were attracted to her. They weren't attracted to her so much that she was a virgin, but it was that she was just screaming
stimulus
nonstop.
Response? You think it was just stimulus response?
I mean, once they realized she was there, but I don't think that they were like drawn to her intrinsically. I think it was they heard her screaming, and so when the guy started screaming more, plus there is a little animosity toward these guys from the whole town already.
Well, that's true. That's
So
true. That may be more
ingrained into
what
they're playing rock again. We've got to stop them.
Okay, that's probably a little bit more because let's admit that song was the hardest rockin' song that they played. Was the song that was in Latin that brings people back from the dead.
All the zombies leave except for one, and it's the creepiest one we've seen yet.
Right?
And Patrick goes, "It looks like one of them's wearing a Halloween mask." Which then immediately he rips off the Halloween mask, and our friendly neighborhood clean clothes manager is there. I mean, this guy, he seems so ineffectual.
But he was very resourceful.
Yeah,
but they led the zombies all the way to the gas chamber, and that's where all the zombies were killed. And the band apparently stayed in there as well, but they didn't.
They sort of kind of died.
Well, they were already dead technically. But they didn't freak out and be like, "Rah!" and start melting like they did. They just sort of like stood there stoically and like accepted death gracefully. And then we end with Cassie professing her love forever for Jesse, to which his hand comes out of the grave and gives her
his ring back. Yes.
And that was Hard Rock Zombies.
And I gotta say, it was a weird one. I mean, I don't know if it's better or worse than any of the other ones that you've brought, but it's definitely in that same vein.
It was
except
okay.
for it wasn't. I mean, it was pieced together from footage that already existed because of the whole movie scenes, but it wasn't like we lost the real script for this movie and we had to make another one with what was already filmed.
I mean, it's okay. So my take on this film is this is quite obviously a film that was made to be played in the background in another film. It's very obvious that way because it has a little bit of story, then a whole bunch of filler, and then a little bit of story, and then a whole bunch of filler, and then a little bit of story.
I think that we probably ought to watch American Drive-In ourselves.
I would like to, actually. I'll look for it. This was on Tubi. A lot of my stuff is going to come from Tubi, just FYI, because Tubi is a wealth of bad movies. But this was pretty terrible. I don't know if I would recommend watching this one. It had its moments. If you approach it from the scholastic viewpoint of the name of the town and where that name comes from, and what type of vibe it's trying to put out there, you might enjoy it from a scholastic viewpoint, but from an entertainment viewpoint, I found the film to be incredibly boring.
I stumbled across my movie 2 days ago because I already had two other contenders that I was ready to go with. I found this one in an odd accident. I was talking to our friend Stephanie, who I've gone to see Fall Out Boy with three times, right? And you've gone twice.
I've gone twice with you guys, yeah.
Yeah. I started reading about Patrick Stump, who is their lead singer, and then I discovered that he also does a lot of kids' soundtracks, and he also did this movie called Black Friday. And I'm like, well, what's this? Basically, it's talking about it was these people in a toy store on Black Friday, and they start becoming attacked by their customers who have been affected by a parasite. And I'm like, I feel like this fits our genre very well. And it was bad enough that I still think it fit.
Oh, well, yeah, it absolutely fit. It absolutely fit.
A-list.
Well, it doesn't really have A-list actors, but it had Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell is always a good sign that this is going to be a trash movie that's actually really enjoyable. This was a fun movie. I really liked it.
He played against type a little bit, especially if you're thinking of Army of Darkness.
Yeah. He had his moment at the end.
Yeah. But even then, it was more of a... It wasn't
more
like
of a resignation.
Badass. Like, yeah, I've got my chainsaw.
It was more of a resignation at the end. But yeah, it was a very different character than I've ever seen Bruce Campbell play, but he played it really well.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it was fun. And Devon Sawa, who was on the original Final Destination and a couple of other 90s films, was like, the older guy there that's sort of famous. It's just it's a small cast thing. There's actually one piece of the film where they all sit in a back room for like a good 10 to 15 minutes just talking.
Yeah.
Kind of like this like closed room kind of thing
while
this is going on.
Very what's the benchmark of that is like the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Where it's a small cast trapped in one spot and they have this really heartfelt bonding conversation.
And
and you get a lot of character stuff out of it. It was nice.
First you realize this group of people, at one point they're in the store and they're trying to do some cleaning or some setup, and a few of them end up dying, which we never really see much of them later on. But this we're watching why this guy.
I think that was a different store at the very beginning because
that was the other
that was
store.
all electronics.
So a hole goes through the ceiling. You don't know what that is at first, and there's this kind of weird blob of. It looks like bubbles with food coloring in it or something.
If you've ever seen the movie From Beyond, yes, it's an old Empire Lovecraft film. It has very similar feelings to that, but it's this bright wash of really harsh pink light, you know, and that I see that a lot in that. So I think maybe that was kind of an inspiration for what the things looked like.
So it gives you a little precursor of that, and then it bounces over to this guy who's dropping his daughters off at their mom's house. It's a divorced family, and they're talking about mom's house is so boring,
which is an interesting little twist there.
Heroes work on the holidays. Okay? Cops, firefighters, your dad. Come on, let's go. Come on.
I love you, Daddy.
I love you too, baby. Give me a big hug. Oh, big squishes.
It's a funny little twist.
hey,
Mom's house
hey.
is boring.
Right.
Grant does not work today. Take that for what you will, okay? Okay, get out of here. Love you.
In other words,
Love you.
he's not the hero.
He's not the hero, yeah.
I do like his sweater, though.
That's a sweater, huh?
The other kids can have the toy.
Rude.
Because usually it's the other way around. Oh,
Kids
I'm
have
going
to
to
go.
Dad's house. Dad's house is boring.
There's something
Yeah.
to do there. He goes and picks up a coworker. These people are showing up at like 10 o'clock at night, and they're going to
Yeah.
work overnight.
Right.
And I will say,
because he was leaving. They were like, that coworker was leaving his house while they were having dessert after Thanksgiving dinner.
yeah, and his family was like, could you like shut up?
I think you're right.
Christopher, we're trying to enjoy Thanksgiving dinner, okay?
I have been at Thanksgiving dinner and had to leave because I needed to get up early, or on occasion, a few times I actually did go work like at midnight.
Yeah,
his
family sucked.
And my family was always like, "Oh, we hate to see you go."
Yeah, his
and
family
everybody's
sucked.
hugging me. They get there, and there's customers already like waiting to get in. They've been waiting since noon apparently because they don't like turkey. I guess
They're all in line, like a big line of people, and one guy made the
doesn't look
comment
good.
that he didn't feel well, and he didn't look good either.
I don't feel good.
You're fine.
Well, he and his wife, he definitely turned his wife because his wife turned right after he did.
they're all there. So everybody else is in the store and they're trying to get things done.
And we meet our cast of characters. So we have Ken, who's the guy who dropped off his daughters, and he is sort of like the hero type character of the story. He's like the Renaissance man. And we have Archie, who's the black guy, who I think he was the maintenance guy. I don't think he actually worked at the store as like a stalker or a cashier. I think he did maintenance because he was well versed in all the tools.
Yeah.
You know, because he had the nail gun and the
He just
the
might have been a
box
back
cutter
room
and stuff.
type
Yeah,
worker,
he worked in the back. Yeah, and then we had the cashier. What was her name? Started with an M, didn't it?
The girlfriend type.
Yeah, the one that was kind of a thing with Ken.
Yeah, and then there was her, and there was Chris, who was the guy who gave
Chris,
the ride with.
yeah, he was a germaphobe.
Yeah, and then there's the old lady.
And then there was the old lady whose name I can't remember.
I want to say Wanda,
we'll just call
but
her
maybe
Nana.
not.
We'll just call her Nana. Yeah, there was Nana, and then there was the character that we both immediately hated and continued to hate throughout the entire film. Brian.
He was manager type who had it out for poor Chris for sure. Oh, and don't forget the employee of the month. What was her name?
Oh, Anita.
I'm not supposed to provoke the customers. The training video says, leave them be and then you'll see the love of toys is all.
Oh, Jesus Christ. She needs to die.
Marnie was
Marnie. That's
the one
right.
he left. And then there was the new guy.
Marnie said I should shadow you. I'm Emmett, but you can call me Em.
No, I can't.
No,
I
I'm
won't.
not going to do that.
And then, of course, we finally figure out who Bruce Campbell is playing. He is the store manager, and he is hiding in his office talking through a microphone for the first 15 to 20 minutes of the movie.
And Bruce Campbell looks like he did not spend a lot of time sunbathing since the 80s because he looks pretty dang good for his age.
I mean, I've always said Bruce Campbell's like one of my dream daddies. I've loved him since Evil Dead, and I've seen pretty much everything he's been in. I was super happy when you picked this one and I saw he was in
We
it.
find out Patrick Stump, who's singing this very
crooner.
Yeah, like
crooner type song.
Buble
Crooner type Christmas
Sinatra
song.
type Christmas song that has all this foreshadowing of what's going to happen.
It ain't Tinker Toys for the girls and boys, but I'm not gonna give you many clues, 'cause I like your eyes when they see surprise, and I've got a big one for you.
At first, I'm like, does this really fit our genre? I mean, it had like a 67 on Rotten Tomatoes, I think.
It fit enough.
It started leaning into it. The more we got into it,
the further we got into it, the worse the
became.
movie was. Yeah,
It was like,
you could tell the very moment when the budget ran out.
It started going off the rails.
It started going off the rails. We realized that there were certain things that they did.
But my point is, it just stays in the building burning.
Yeah, it's. I feel like this was a scripting choice that was based entirely on the budget of the film.
At the very beginning, somebody gets attacked by one of the little blobs, and you know that these blobs attack people.
What happened to begin with is Chris wasn't happy working the register because there was some sort of jammy stuff on the keyboard that was making it
and
hard.
He had to go clean up barf.
And he had to go clean up barf.
Some guy just blew chunks all over the ride-ons. You're cleaning it up.
Because Brian was being a fucking bitch, which Brian was through the entire film.
The barf looked a lot like
entrails. It looked like entrails.
And ramen.
Entrails and ramen. So he gets there and he's like, oh, God, it's so much more than I thought there was going to be. And then we see the guy that we saw from the beginning of the film.
Who had been pretty sick
Who had been looking sick in the line. He was hiding behind, very, very zombie-like, like hiding behind the box with his hands,
giant
like,
block.
ready to pounce out and attack him, you know. And then it subverted our expectations. We thought he was going to attack, but his wife ended up attacking Chris, and Chris smacked her on the head with a little pink toy car thing that you know kids would get in and ride around.
Wait, he did something to him first.
He
pushed the ball rack.
He pushed the ball rack on top of him. Yeah,
and then she attacks him, and he drops this giant car on her. And gets in trouble
for it because he attacked a customer. So Emmett goes out there to check on her, and then she attacks Emmett, and that's how Emmett ends up turning, and that's what started the whole cascade.
And they try to rescue Emmett. Wrong. They drag him to the back. Everybody's barricading themselves into the back.
And Emmett starts throwing up toothpaste.
Yeah, then. And the whole time they're like, Patty, you're gonna be okay. You're not gonna be okay
and
if you're barfing up blue stuff.
Zip tied to a chair, and every time they got irrefutable proof that Chris was not lying, they never cut the fucking zip ties.
Hello? Anyone? Bartlett won't pick up.
We gotta separate that kid from the rest of the shop.
Could you let this poor kid out of the chair that he's tied to? Finally, Archie came up, shot the girl in the head with a nail gun. Oh, no, shot Emmett in the head with a nail gun.
Yeah.
And then went and cut the zip ties to let Chris out of the chair.
Emmett got Anita.
Oh, yeah. Emmett got Anita, which we were very happy to see her go. But that's what changed it for me, because I was thinking it's parasitic. It's only parasitic. But he hit her and then stabbed through her neck, and she fell over dead, and then she got up. So you can be dead and still be infected.
She came up sort of ineffectually.
Yeah, she came up and did and then she fell over.
Yeah, so maybe
you have to be fully infected before you're killed, because Emmett never dies. He keeps coming back over and over and over
getting
again.
Worse and
apparently all of them do. Like that's apparently the lore. They kind of tried to express that through Emmett, that the infection keeps getting worse and you keep mutating more and more.
And their mouths start turning more beak-like.
More alien-like.
Teethy kind of stuff going on there. They had called another store to ask about something, and the other store is apparently having the same issue.
Full-on panic mode.
And one of the people on the phone keeps just telling them, don't let them gather. Don't let them gather. They're trying to build something. And we're like, what? And
I thought that, like, when they said they were trying to build something, I thought that they were literally building something.
Yeah, like
but no.
Maybe like a terraforming machine or,
Oh, that would be interesting. I was thinking maybe a ship or a weapon or something, but a terraforming machine would be really interesting to change the Earth to their environment. That would be kind of cool. But no, they're all just conglomerating in one spot and merging together into one giant amorphous blob. And we get to see that whenever she goes out to try to spy, and we see the people sort of joining with it.
And growing.
So we see some of the people that merge don't even look like they're even mutated in any way. They just look like people.
Yeah,
like some people just like go and get into
maybe
it.
they didn't have enough of vim and vigor to be like
a soldier, you know, I guess.
Yeah. Finally, after you've narrowed it down to the 5 people, they're all in the back room. They've barricaded themselves into the back room. They've closed off the store, which they found out that some of the other employees that had not barricaded themselves must have gone out one of the emergency doors
exit.
and left it open.
And then a bunch of the things came in.
The team must have tried to leave through the employee exit.
Who knows how many of those things got in?
At the very beginning, and I thought that it potentially could have been an infection, but it also could have just been a joke.
Excuse me.
But we had that one employee that needed to go to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
Bathroom. Hey. Park in a Buick, man.
Just park in a Buick.
Oh,
that's right. He was
delivered
the
a lot of toys.
Right. He was the truck driver. So he went to the employee bathroom. I completely forgot about that. And then they go into they're all hiding in the back, and then Bruce Campbell and Ken.
They have to
Bruce
go to
Campbell's
the
character,
restroom.
who was, what was his name? Jonathan?
Yes.
Jonathan and Ken decided they were going to go to the bathroom. The truck driver's still in the bathroom, standing in the stall, and we have a really great fight scene between them where he throws them through the wall into the women's restroom, and they're fighting in the women's restroom, and Bruce Campbell gets the broken bottle and throws it to him, and he stabs him in the neck with it, which was pretty awesome. It was a good fight scene.
They all had gone back together now. Well, who did he get? There was the big pile up, and he got bitten, but he didn't. That was Emmett back for his third encore.
Yeah, it was like when he came back almost completely mutated.
And they were in this big old pile trying to fight with him, and then Ken hops up because he's been bitten by him. But later on, it turns out he wasn't bitten by him.
No.
So he thinks he's going to die because he's been bitten.
So he stays behind, and everybody else
They
leaves.
all go into the
so
back
they had
of the
this
truck.
idea. They had this idea that if they can get into the truck, they can climb out of the
Hatch
top,
on the roof.
hatch on the roof, get into the truck, and hopefully be able to drive the truck away to safety. But apparently, none of them went to shop class, because apparently in shop class you learn how to drive a truck.
What happened to the plan, Chris?
I can't drive this truck. That's what you get for not taking shop class.
Shop class doesn't teach you how to drive a truck. I don't know where they got this idea. That was the weirdest bit of writing.
Auto mechanics,
right?
Maybe.
Exactly.
And shop, technically, some schools do have an auto mechanics.
Yeah, but they don't
shop.
teach you how to. They don't teach you how to drive a truck. They tell you how to fix your car, how to do basic maintenance on your car. That's what they teach you.
Well,
they don't
maybe
teach you how to
some
drive a
bigger
truck.
schools let you drive a truck.
Well, yeah, it's called the Diesel Driving Academy.
Call 1-800.
Anyway,
but he does get into the truck, realizes that he can't drive it. Then, for
gets
some
back.
reason, he decides he's going to walk.
Yeah, he decided to
the side
walk
of the
around,
store.
which was dumb.
He sees one of his coworkers and freezes, but then the other coworker sort of ignores him and walks off. So he's all like, "Oh, I'm good," but he's not.
Meanwhile, Ken is dodging Emmett, and then he starts getting pursued by the world's #1 grandma, who is sort of like, have you guys seen the movie Barbarian? Just imagine that. She had progressed
kind of.
to the point that she was just a monster that once was a woman. And she was introduced earlier in the movie. She was an absolute bitch.
Idiots! Is that what you think we are? Oh, pussy boy here is taking forever.
Apparently, her transformation was quick and
very brutal.
Very Yeah. She had some sharp teeth.
So he's dodging her, and he finds the toy that had been recalled, and they put it in the back, which was something Dean.
Dour Dean.
Dour
It was
Dean.
like this teddy bear that just
It was a teddy
was
bear that just
depressed.
complained. It was depressed and complained all the time, which is kind of a funny idea, but I don't think they did it very well.
Migraine. My back hurts. Been a long day. Been a long day.
Concept
Especially
of it is funny.
After a while, he starts cussing.
Right? The concept of the doll, like a teddy bear that talks and complains about having a long day, and you know, that's a funny idea, but they didn't do it well in the film. Like they could have had better one-liners for the teddy bear to say that would have actually fit better into the universe of the film. I feel like that was kind of a misstep.
Or even like had things that oddly matched the film, even though they weren't meant to.
Yeah, or maybe just get rid of the whole dour bear thing, because it's not really all that important. Just have the fire start some other way, you know. But a fire, the dour Dean just he started sparking and caught something on fire and caught the store on fire.
He had been recalled.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. He got recalled because of an issue with the batteries.
Also, Dower Dennis has been recalled, so if anybody asks for it...
We don't have it. We never had it. Some safety issue with battery.
I'm not doing well.
We don't have him. We never had him. We've never even heard of him.
So he uses that to his advantage when he's trying to get away from her by having it, you know, spark on her, and then he something sets on fire, which starts the fire in the store. And then
at what point does he realize that he has not been bitten by the creature?
Well, he doesn't. But he realizes that he's not turning.
Come on, man. When are you going to take me? Fuck!
I don't know if he realized it at the time, because he gets to that point
he finds
where he finds
his patch of skin. And
he finds his patch of skin, a piece of clothing that looked like the shirt that Emmett was wearing. So was that when he was supposed to realize that he wasn't bitten by Emmett? Because that doesn't really track or make sense, because that wouldn't give him that information.
I don't know. We'd almost have to see it again just to see
Yeah,
that.
I don't know. But it turns out Brian's the one that bit him.
And he admits this to Chris and Marnie in the truck.
No, on the roof.
On the roof.
I made a choice. And I bit him. Ken Bates was no hero. He was a drunk and a creep. So I did us all a favor.
Bruce Campbell takes one for the team because they go to the roof, and earlier
it was actually kind of a sweet, heartfelt moment.
Earlier in the film, I had said, "Why don't they go to the roof? I'd feel much safer on the roof." And they, of course, this was before the bear caught on fire. The blob thing starts popping through one of the skylights in the roof, also while they're up there, and maybe it's the reason why the other things found them up there. But the things are trying to come up through the roof hatch. And Bruce Campbell, you know, does this long story about how much he loves being in this place, and these people are his kids, and he's taking care of them.
We get a little bit of a precursor of that in the scene where they're all kind of hiding in the back after the power's cut, and they have all the battery operated and they all
talk about why they're there.
They all talk about why they're there, and he makes this speech that at first it felt like it's going to be really heartfelt, but then I was just immediately like, oh, you're that guy.
I was lonely. I believe that there's a place for everyone, and this is my place. It's a place where you have worth, where regional managers call you and ask for numbers, where you can reprimand somebody and they have to listen to you. Where the women have to laugh at all your corny jokes, and even the coolest guys have to obey.
Yeah.
It paints the picture that he was a very small man, a very lonely, small, insignificant person that when he got in a manager position, he felt the power of managerial duties, and that went to his head, and now he's just
But it also
pure
a
management.
little bit made him the cool person.
Well,
because remember that he also
yeah.
got excited
So he
about,
wasn't. He wasn't.
He
cool.
liked being a manager as well,
liked-
not for the lording over. He liked being able to when corporate would call down and ask what his numbers were, like
he could
calling
provide
and
the
give him
numbers.
good numbers and
Yeah.
things like that.
I mean, there were good aspects of it and bad
Yeah.
aspects of it. I chose to focus on the negative aspects of it. But then at the end, when he basically gives almost the same sort of information, but he's like, I don't have any family. You're my kids.
It's right there in the manager's handbook. The people that work for you
should be treated like family. Well, these kids, they're special to me. They're my family.
Jonathan, what are you doing?
So attention shoppers, Black Friday is over!
That was a nice little heartfelt moment. It was very Bruce Campbell. I was very happy about that.
And then the other guys, they decide that they're going to rappel down from the roof with Christmas lights and
garland. Yeah.
And
then
which sounds terrifying.
I really think there was a mistake in editing, because
he's like going through this whole speech about like doing this, and the other ones are arguing because Brian has now admitted that he is the one that bit Ken.
Yes.
And
because he didn't think Ken was going to be a good leader, so he needed to take him out of the picture so that he could be the leader and lead everyone to, actually no, so Jonathan could be the leader and lead them to safety, because he felt Jonathan would be a better leader.
And all the other two are just like beyond pissed at him. I mean,
right.
But then all of a sudden the Chris is just talking and they're gone. And then you're like, what? And then finally it pans back away from what's happening with Ken. It goes back to them, and those two are laying in the giant dumpster on the other side of the building. Apparently, they had just jumped off together.
Right. Okay, so here's what actually happened. What I initially thought was an editing problem, I think it was actually a problem with principal photography. Well, not necessarily a problem, more of a poor choice. If you look here, it focuses entirely on Chris. Neither of us noticed that Marnie and Brian fell off the building while fighting in the background. So perhaps maybe just a bad choice.
Maybe they fell. Who knows?
I don't know. But anyway, Chris had to jump into the dumpster.
It wasn't that gross in there after all.
Yeah.
Well, why would it be that gross in a toy store dumpster? They don't
throw food away.
They don't throw a lot of food
right?
in there. I mean,
I would be worried
about a bunch
about
of cardboard boxes.
Yeah, I would be worried about getting cut up or something by landing on like staples or something on the boxes or something like that. I would be more concerned with that than getting gross stuff on me.
The blob has been growing a little bit. They run around the building, and now the blob has turned into something, which is this conglomeration of the people.
I have to say, it was an interesting design choice.
It was. I mean,
and the practical effects of the costume that it was wearing was actually really well done.
It had two faces, one with the face and one with a beak,
And
even
then-
though the face did
and
kind of have
what's funny
scary
is
teeth.
like the beak, and it also had one arm was like a chicken wing, and the other arm was a human hand
with claws.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why's it got a chicken arm? I was like, ew. Like a hairless chicken arm.
Yeah, like plucked.
And then there were like random eyeballs all over it.
Yeah, eyeballs everywhere. So they said it was all the shoppers. All the shoppers have merged together into one mega shopper. And so Brian decides to reason with it because Brian is a manager and
But wait,
Brian
they've
understands
run
how
across-
to talk to customers.
It's a management thing. You would never understand, Marty.
And they keep trying to open up cars, which they set off car alarms.
Yeah,
which
which
then
was dumb.
attracts the creature's attention, and it throws a chunk of the building at them and misses, but still got there. And while they're coming up with a plan, Brian decides he's going to reason with the customers in this creature. And you'd think it's listening. It gets really close to the edge of the burning building, and it kind of leans down like it's really listening. And then its little claw is like right in front of him. And then you're thinking, oh God, it's going to impale him or something like that. And then it goes, beep. Always
It's just boop, gone. Okay, bye. Good.
Flicked
Finally
him.
gone.
That's awesome.
And we both were very happy that that character was no longer in
Because
the
he was
film.
so annoying. But then Chris really comes up with a solid
pretty
plan.
solid plan.
But Chris earlier in the movie complained about them
Having to learn
forcing
how to-
him how to learn how to do a forklift, but then
Right.
they never actually gave him the opportunity to use it.
I came in early 5 times this pay period. He made me learn how to work a fucking forklift, all for nothing.
It might come in handy if you ever need to do some forklifting.
Or you can get a job as a warehouse as a forklift driver, and those probably pay a lot better.
Finally, Ken emerges from the building alive, and he's got a car.
Yeah, because he's the only one who had a car there that day. And of course, they don't know that he's still alive. He comes running. And that's another thing that kind of bugged me. Like, he comes running out of the building, and he says, knock, knock, because that was like their thing. They always did knock, knock jokes. And they made no reaction at all to him saying knock, knock.
Knock, knock!
Like none.
Like they're probably freaked out a little bit.
But you would be like, Ken? Anyway.
I think he decides that he's got to be the one to do the deed. But Chris is like, no,
Nope.
I have learned this freaking forklift crap.
Chris, please don't play hero.
Can you distract that thing? I'm gonna hold you down.
Don't.
No, Jonathan was right. It's fucking Thanksgiving. I'm deciding right here, right now, you guys are my family.
And so he goes racing toward the creature, and you're not sure what he's going to do. Like, is he going to try to run through the building
I was like,
and
what are
attack
you
it?
doing with that?
But what we don't know is that all through the film, a lot of the people that were infected, they had like this long tongue that had all these like weird white
tendril
tendrils.
things. I'll put clips of it so you see it.
So the giant chicken thing shoots one of those tendril things at the forklift, and you're like, oh no, he's doomed. But he puts the thing into reverse, and he's got it in a solid reverse. He is pulling, he's stretching it as far as he can go, and then he gets this look on his face, and you're like, oh. He leaps out of the thing and puts it back into drive, and the tongue that has been stretched as it's trying to reverse suddenly pulls this forklift right into its face, forks and all.
So yeah, the one that like the human face on this side gets the forklift shoved directly into its face. So it's and you're
like, look at you, Chris.
And then I thought, he's gonna pull the forklift out of his face and throw it back at them. But it didn't. I guess they didn't have the budget for that.
Or he kind of just dropped it. And it's like, ah! And then it collapses because the whole time this
the building
has
is
been
going up
burning
in flames.
around it.
Yeah.
I mean, the building collapses pretty much completely, and the creature it just can't withstand the rest of that, and it drops down. They get in their car and they're racing off into the darkness.
And they're going to go have pancakes.
You
They're
see
gonna go have
two
pancakes.
more of these horrid creatures marching through the skyline.
There's multiple creatures that have appeared, and that's how the movie ends.
I don't think
But
there'll
we
be
do
a
find
sequel.
out.
I hope there's not.
I hope there's not. There doesn't need to be. But we do find out. We do find out that Ken's children were safe. They set up a shelter. His wife, her new husband, and his two girls are safe.
Play a texting. My daughters are okay. They set up safe havens for people.
Sounds good to me. Let's do it.
We gotta make a detour first.
For what?
For pancakes.
So I don't know who's going to be serving pancakes during an apocalypse. But Waffle House is open 24/7, so it's possible.
If they're open, then maybe it's not so bad.
But this film was only from like 3 or 4 years ago. I don't feel like they were trying to make a bad movie, sort of like Big Ass.
No,
Spider
this
was.
felt like they were trying to make a legitimately good movie.
I mean,
and it was not a bad movie. It was bad from a technical
really
and writing
bad, but
standpoint. It was bad, but it was bad good.
It was
Yeah.
entertaining, and that's the kind of thing that we were looking for. Because most of the time, no matter how bad some of these films are that we show,
There's something
y'all,
we can at least laugh at.
Well,
in it.
and we'll be like, "Hey, you need to watch this." I think this is the first time with Hard Rock Zombies where Patrick's like, "I don't know if you need to watch this."
No, you probably shouldn't. It's pro bad. It's pro bad.
Black Friday would be probably fun just to watch, just for
Watch it on
music.
Watch it on Black Friday. After you go shopping, come back home, watch Black Friday,
and thank your lucky stars that it didn't happen like that.
Exactly. It's on Prime, by the way.
Black Friday is a dangerous day. I mean, it can be really rough for people. And hear about these other places where people are literally being like, trampled by customers or knocked over by shopping carts and people getting in fist fights over toys and things like that. And you're like, what on earth, people? I mean, if your daughter doesn't get the life-size Barbie to fix her hair, she's not going to probably hate you.
Yes, she will. I've never set foot in a store on Black Friday. Ever in my entire life.
Yeah.
And I never plan to.
I've never stepped in a store I didn't work at. The number one thing that sells on grocery stores on Black Friday is frozen pizza.
Really?
Yeah, people don't even want to deal with the leftovers at that point. But by Friday night, you're like, I don't want to have any more turkey. I don't want any more dressing.
Yeah.
I want some pumpkin pie and some pizza. I mean, 'cause most of the time you'll eat the desserts.
Pizza and pumpkin pie.
Ugh.
Well, that is going to do it for this episode of Patty Cake's Pajama Party Picture Show. 2 more films. 2 more films.
And
zombie
Stinky's
movies.
back.
And Stinky's back. Yeah, weird zombie movies. One glam rock zombies.
I think it's funny because we do not plan these films together at all.
No,
We have no
I had
idea
no
what
idea
the other
what we're-
person's bringing.
Yeah, it's crazy
And-
that we both chose something really similar. Anyway, 2 zombie films. First one, I would go ahead and skip unless you want to watch it from a scholastic point of view, in which case you might enjoy the
Yeah, and maybe
tonal
you
shifts
know
in
about
it.
Grand Guignol, and you're like, oh, I'm down for that.
Right,
Then,
exactly.
Yeah, jump in on it.
Second one, though, absolutely recommended. Black Friday was a lot of fun. It was very low budget. It was kind of campy and silly, but it also it had some moments that I'm just like, wow, that's terrible.
It had a decent ensemble cast. You
Good
had
cast.
characters that you
Good
didn't
cast.
like, and you were waiting for their demise.
Yes.
You had other characters. You're like, I hope they make
Hope
it.
they make it. Yeah.
You know,
all the stuff that you want in that type of a film.
and it wasn't super duper formulaic. Like I felt like I was
No,
getting
some
surprises.
some things actually took me by surprise. Maybe it's just because of the comedic aspect of it, because it was touted as a horror comedy.
Yeah. And horror comedies definitely have a different feel completely. But even the first one was, it was kind of definitely a horror comedy.
It was kind of a horror comedy also.
It was more of a I would call it a horror shtick. But we had fun.
Yes. So check them out. One's on Tubi, one's on Prime, and we're going to get out of here. We'll see you guys next month for another episode, and thank you for tuning in and watching. Make sure you click like and subscribe before you leave. We'll see you next time.